The Department of Public Works and Infrastructure bursary program adopts learners from different schools around the country. We'd host a 4-day camp where there'd be classes, they'd get motivational speakers over there, career guidance. Mainly, it's to help the learners improve their marks and get an understanding of what uni is all about. The people from CBE wanted a few learners from our school. Plus, we are prestigious. They took us in. That's how I got it. I'm enrolled for mechanical engineering at the University of Pretoria. I'm doing my 3rd academic year. The strain on my parents is lifted. The most important thing is to dream. If you don't have dreams, then you won't have anything pushing you towards a certain goal. A lot of people would be saying study hard, but it's not really about the amount of time you spend studying. It's about the amount of work you've managed to acquire while studying.
Hello and welcome to WorxCast, the official podcast for the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, where we are uncovering the stories behind the structures. I am your host, Tseke Masemola, and today in studio we are joined by a very special guest. This particular individual is a DPWI bursary beneficiary, and he is also a student coordinator at the University of Pretoria's Buddy program. EVANY TLHABOLA, welcome.
Thank you, sir.
It's a pleasure to have you in studio. How are you?
I'm alive. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Great. No, let's get right into it. Let's start with the basics. Please tell us who you are and where you come from.
Well, I'm a young man. The name is EVANY TLHABOLA. I'm from a town in Limpopo called Jane First. Went to school in a school called Leap Science and Math School, which is about 7 branches now. I got in on my grade 9, went through till grade 12, graduated grade 12, then came to UP. I'm from a family of 4. I have a little brother. I'm the first born at home.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, sounds like you're already sort of speaking to your leadership qualities in terms of the household already.
I believe it's been in me for some time.
That's great.
Yeah, from the moment I was born. Yes.
Let's get into your studies as well. Please tell us, what do you study at UP?
I'm enrolled for mechanical engineering at the University of Pretoria. I'm doing my 3rd academic year over there. Yes.
Great. So I want to get a bit more into the depth of what's happening at UP as well, and sort of what you are studying in that space. Please tell us a bit more about how you were selected as well, because you are a bursary beneficiary for the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure. Please walk us through sort of how you were selected for that opportunity.
So I'm from a school that was started by a gentleman named Mr. John Gilmore. It's called LEAP. Initially, it stands for Langa Education Assistance Program.
Okay.
It was started for underprivileged learners or students in Cape Town. But then through the need of more assistance in South Africa, they branched out to different provinces. And now, because it's more of an intervention school, it's more reliant on sponsorship. And then that's how an entity of DPWI came into the picture, an entity called CBE, where they would come over Saturdays, help us through our academics. And I never missed school, and everybody in the school knew I wanted to do engineering, mechanical engineering to be specific. So after I got my matrics results, I was contacted by my principal, who mentioned the people from CBE wanted a few learners from our school, mainly because we are a beneficiary of CBE.
Okay.
So they wanted to bring more people into the department as well. Plus, we are prestigious, a really good, properly performing school.
Wow.
So they took us in. That's how I got it, and it was a really nice experience. I wasn't expecting to be part of public works. All I knew was I'm gonna get NSFAS, go to uni, get my degree, then come back and slowly pay my student loan taxes and all that. But after getting that, I was ecstatic. Had a good time. My parents were joyful also. It was lovely, man.
No, I'm sure you were over the moon when you got the news.
Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah,
That was one great feeling.
That's amazing. That's really good.
After a few months of being under pressure, academic pressure from matric, you know how it feels. And then to this, reaping, well, my harvest.
Yes, the hard work, you sort of seeing the fruits of your labor coming to fruition.
Definitely.
That's great. I want to go as well. When I was preparing for this particular podcast interview, I had noticed that you had also made an appearance during the DPWI Winter School program on our page, our departmental page already. And you were kind of detailing a bit about winter school, but I want to hear more about that winter school camp, your experiences there, and what you saw, what you experienced, what you know about the winter school camp that you can share with us.
Right, so for the viewers out there who do not really know what the winter camp is all about, it's mainly, so the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure bursary program adopts learners from different schools around the country. So in winter, during the winter holidays, they take those adopted learners, bring them over somewhere in the country. We'd host a 4-day camp where there'd be classes, they would get motivational speakers over there, career guidance. And luckily for me, because I'm a student, I became a student coordinator in my second year. So I've always been able to go over there, get a feel for it, share my experiences, help other learners out there. But mainly, it's to help the learners improve their marks and get an understanding of what uni is all about. You know? Yeah, and also hear from people who've been around the block, in a sense, you know, like get an understanding of how the world is after matric. Because when you're in matric, it's mainly just you focusing on your books. You do nothing at home. Wake up, go to sleep. Wake up, go to school, come back, go to sleep.
The routine.
That's it. It's basically that. But with the winter camp, you have people who are already done with their studies. Some of us who are still studying, and we get to share with them, give them a few tricks on how to study and become successful, get to where we are. I mean, I'm not yet successful to the point where I want to be, but most of my goals I've managed to achieve. So it's kind of why I go there.
Yes,
to kind of share my experiences, help others get to the point I've gotten to.
That's impressive.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, and please speak to your experiences a bit more. Actually, I want to know, what is the atmosphere being in that sort of learning environment, knowing that people are kind of mentoring each other and growing and sort of in that space?
Well, coming from a semi-rural area, I was not really sure what to expect going to university. But I got here, and lucky enough for me, I got into a good bursary that had people in there who cared more about those who just gotten in and those who are above. So getting in was kind of difficult. You know, the first few weeks of university were kind of hard, lonely, few friends. Most of my friends went to different universities. But then, because I have a family, I'm studying a new family there, far from home. It got better. I got the material I needed, the information I needed from my fellow bursary beneficiaries as well. But it was really nice, man. And then I believe I was seen by some of the student coordinators and the bursary coordinators, the officials. And I mentioned as well that I would really love to be a student coordinator as well, to kind of give back to the community.
Yeah.
And I guess here I am.
I think it's really amazing how you sort of speak to, everyone has that relation of, you get to university, you feel alone, you feel like you have no one to kind of latch onto. But in your case, you kind of were afforded this opportunity to study and to learn and to grow, whilst also, gaining a family on the go as well, which is really, yeah.
That's one of the challenges most university students come across when they initially get there. But lucky enough for me, I had people,
Yeah.
I wasn't adopted like the other learners who'd be going to the winter school camps. But upon arrival here, it felt like home. Everybody was just welcoming. Yeah, it wasn't that, oh, you just a learner, we're doing this for you, you have to pass in this. No,
Yes.
they were engaging. We had people, oh, we need you to pass, we want you to
Yes.
pass. And for that to happen, we want to be by your side until you succeed.
That's amazing.
And it's been a lovely experience up to
Yeah,
date.
that's great. Let's talk more about your experiences in your bursary journey and sort of what you were awarded in the sense of your bursary package, and sort of what kind of things can someone who received that bursary package expect to even have?
Well, it's a really good bursary. For starters, they cover your tuition and accommodation. They give you pocket money and money for food. So that pocket money is mainly for utilities, toiletries and all that. And then if you're staying on campus, reses, that money that you're gonna get for food, it goes to your student account, where you can get a meal every day from the campus cafeteria.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and you're staying off campus, you get all that money to buy your groceries, and trust me, it's a decent amount of money
Yes.
for you to survive.
Yes, of course, and I'm sure it helps you a lot.
Oh, it does. I mean, the strain on my parents is lifted.
Of course.
The first few weeks before I got my metric statement, my parents were stressed out, thinking, how are you gonna cover your tuition? How are you gonna cover your accommodation? I mean, it's thousands of rands to cover that, but after getting that, they don't have to cough up a cent. All they have to do is just give me the support I need to pass, and that's it.
Okay, well, let's get a bit into the buddy program as well. I want to hear about what it is, what does it entail, and what kind of role do you even play when you speak about being a student coordinator and entering that space?
So the buddy program is more like an umbrella for the sub-programs Public Works has, but in a nutshell, the buddy program encompasses students, learners from high school, students in uni, and the young professionals in the department who've just graduated and are now part of the office working with the professionals. So basically, starting from the ground up, we have the learners. The learners are those adopted in high school. They go to the winter camps. Basically, those are the people we focus on during the winter camps. Then you have us students. In the student program, we have student coordinators, mentors, and mentees. So every first year that comes into the program is a mentee. When you're first year, you are a mentee, purely a mentee. But then when you're a second year and above, you become a mentor to somebody who's new.
I see.
So kind of give the support you were given to somebody who's new, so they survive as well. And then in the higher ups, you have the young professionals who just graduated and they're in the office now. They're no longer focusing on their studies, and now focused on work. But back to me being a student coordinator. As a student coordinator, I'm mainly just a bridge between the students and the official coordinators of the bursary, because there's a lot of us, and not it's logistically doesn't make sense to have everybody send an email to the officials at the same time.
I see.
But if anybody has a grievance, they forward it to me, and then I forward it to the officials. If there's any communication from the officials, they forward it to me. I relay it down to the learners, to the students.
Oh, so you kind of become the voice of the people in a sense.
In a sense.
Yes.
In a nutshell.
Oh, that's great. And I want to know how that sort of has impacted you and your personal growth, your life as well. You having been brought out of, you said, a semi-rural environment, from the benefits you've received as a bursary beneficiary, and also to be in a space whereby you can take your experiences and what you've learned and what you've experienced and kind of share that with people who are coming into it for the first time.
Well, lucky for me, I came from a school that had its interest on building character, It helped me build the person I am now. But before I got to the bursary, I wasn't really sure of what kind of person I wanted to be, whether the leader or the follower. But upon arrival here, I realized, my need to help other people is kind of what pushes me to be a leader. And I thought, if I can be a coordinator, then that would allow me to experience a lot of things. And honestly, it taught me a lot. Taught me patience, taught me how to talk to people, how to engage with different people, leave so many negative things aside, and just be sympathetic, show empathy, sympathy. You deal with 40 learners, 40 students. Somebody has a death at home and they're not feeling well. You have to be there because they don't feel comfortable with everybody else. But since they got to the university, you've been by their side, making sure they're okay. So it kind of helped me feel good about myself and feel good about the fact that I get to help other students who were like me, had nobody to talk to, couldn't share much with anybody, but somebody was there for me. Eventually somebody came through and led the way. Yeah, but it's a really nice feeling, man. It's rewarding, the pleasure of helping somebody out.
I think it's really inspiring that emotions are such a complex thing, but to be able to put something like pride aside, to focus on something of a bigger picture that involves something outside of yourself. It's
sometimes, as a person, you just need to forget about yourself for the moment and focus on somebody's well-being. Sitting here, you and I have my own problems, you have your own, but if I'm gonna dwell over my problems and forget about yours, then what's the point in being together if I can't help you out? Because who knows, you might mention your problem and only to find that I've been through that part and I've managed to come out of it. So sharing my experiences with you might come in handy. And in the near future, maybe you might help me out with something else. Yes, that's basically why I do it, because I need to help people. The pleasure brings pleasure to me as well. The pleasure of helping somebody else brings pleasure to my life.
Yeah. So we've mentioned during our discussion 2 major keys, which is being a part of the buddy program and being a part of this bursary. But, those are 2 sort of things that you need to now juggle and balance. How do you even get the motivation and the dedication to even balance those things in your life?
Well, on face value, it might seem challenging, but honestly, it's easy because being a student coordinator, my communication is usually on emails, write emails, make phone calls, and I know in a day, towards the end of the day, around 3-4, that's where I get to send my communications, my emails to the head office, have them reply maybe in a day or 2. But during the day, I get to listen to learners. I always have my phone on. If anybody has a problem, they send a message, I come through. But it doesn't really take much from my time.
Yes.
No, not at all. It's just later on, most of the students who are in the bursary stay in the same resident accommodation with me. So they know my room number,
so
they know where I stay. So if anybody has a problem, they can quickly come knocking on my door. Come talk to me, have a chat. I mean, it wouldn't take over an hour to chat with somebody. Give them, explain things to them. So that's just that. It's fairly easy.
No, that's really great. That's super helpful that you are able to, connect with so many people at various levels in the environments that you're in, I want to also get a bit into your qualification as well and speak to just your studies as well and how you see yourself using what you've cultivated during this bursary experience moving forward into your career. How do you see yourself taking what you've learned, the knowledge you've acquired, moving forward in the next 5 years or 10 years? Or
well, if you wouldn't mind me stepping back a bit, but before I developed the ambition and the love for mechanical engineering, I initially wanted to be a clinical psychologist.
Interesting.
But that dream slowly faded away because I realized I'm not one to sit on a desk every day, you know what I mean? I'm more hands-on, and having a background of cars at home, my dad working on cars on weekends, I developed the love as well. So with that, I figured, well, there's a lot I can do about it. There's so many young men in my neighborhood who are ambitious about cars, love cars a lot, love machines a lot. But because there isn't many facilities in my neighborhood or in my town to help them get an understanding of what that career field is all entails, it had me thinking, maybe if I got my engineering degree and then maybe went and done my MBA and then eventually started my own engineering company, it'd be automotive, HVAC systems, or dealing with machine maintenance. It would be easier for me to have internships, have young people who may not have gotten to uni but could have gotten to a college or completed their matric to come maybe work at my company where I would help other people learn more about the industry, have more people come into the field. There's not a lot of engineers in the country. Most people think it's a difficult thing to do, but it isn't.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I did it. And well, mainly, obviously, the money is good, but also to kind of help take young people out of the streets,
Yes.
Well, what I used to do back in high school, over the weekends I would work on cars with my dad and then just avoid the streets at all costs.
Yeah.
But then now, not for somebody who wouldn't have had such an opportunity, me bringing up and a company that works on cars would make it easy for young people to come spend a day there, work on cars, maybe develop the love as well, Yeah.
I see. So let's backtrack a bit into your bursary, and also you mentioning this sort of your future plans to kind of grow into creating a company. Your bursary entails you kind of come back to the department to sort of do some work here. Do you see yourself mainly furthering here a bit more than you are basically required to do so before moving into more private sector pathways?
Well, initially the private sector wasn't in my mind, but after coming across lecturers who've been in the private sector before, it kind of got me thinking. But before I explain that, I plan on being in the bursary for the 2 years of my internship, and then serve the department for 5 years. Hopefully I stay longer, but I would also like to go into the private sector for a couple of years, maybe 4 years, 5 years, to kind of gain an experience. You can't always be in the public sector at all times. You need to sometimes branch out, get an experience, talk to people, engage with other people out there, and get a feel of how things are outside.
Of course, you want to chase more growth and more, to inspire and feel out different spaces.
Exactly. Plus, I want to start my own company, so going into the private sector kind of allows me to get a feel for how it is out there. But then eventually, at a later age, I would definitely want to come back to the department,
And
kind of help others.
Yeah, and sort of do that thing you've been doing of
Exactly.
giving back to your community and so on. As we spoke about you being a community leader and, taking the time to help other people where it's necessary. So I kind of see you, coming back, bringing back or giving back to the people who built you up to be who you...
You know how every young child isn't really raised by the parents only. You're raised by your parents, teachers, the people in your community. So basically the community is what kind of breeds you. So if I am able to bring positive change in my community, then there'd be more people like me, a lot more EVANYs out there who come back and help out. Basically. And also the school I went to kind of had a sense of community engagement. That's kind of what really brings me back to the whole helping out. Recently I went back to my school to have a small chat with the matriculants, kind of give them tips on how to succeed, how to make it through make it through high school and then eventually in uni.
And speaking to that sort of tips and tricks of how a young professional or a young somebody, a high schooler even, could navigate the spaces to get sort of opportunities you've received and so on. Could you give some advice to people who are out there, who are young, wondering what can I do to get to this stage in my life where I can maybe be awarded bursaries and so on, and maybe lead and mentor to people who might need my assistance?
Well, I would say the most important thing is to dream. Well, as a person, you need to dream. If you don't have dreams, then you won't have anything pushing you towards a certain goal.
That's powerful.
But as a young person, I dreamt a lot. Fantasize, but on good things, fantasize on good things. What would happen maybe if I had a degree, maybe I started a company, maybe I did this, like have an ambition, look at things differently, have an open mind as well. And also a lot of people would be saying study hard, but it's not really about the amount of time you spend studying. It's about the amount of work you've managed to acquire while studying. So I'd say to young people who are in their matric right now, good luck on your exams, but also sacrifice a lot. Sacrifice a lot of things. Social media, socializing with people, just focus for now. Eventually get the good marks, and then maybe you'd be like me and have somebody who'd been looking or scouting you out, and they'd give you a good bursary. Yeah, but be ambitious and don't let your problems pull you down. Everybody has problems. We all have problems, but if you just put them aside, if you can't fix it, don't focus on it. Focus on things you can control.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. No, I just wanted to thank you for kind of spending this time with us and sharing your journey and your story of how, you kind of have been a mentor and you can give so much advice and there's so much to learn from you. It's really inspiring, especially, as a young individual in South Africa, it's a really inspiring position you play in the country. So I just wanted to thank you for even joining us today on today's episode of WorxCast. It's been a pleasure having you in the studio with us.
Yeah, I aspire to inspire others.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the whole motive.
That's amazing.
Definitely.
That's powerful.
Thank you so much.
Well, you heard it here. This is a very inspirational human being who's really taken the time out of his day to come and speak to us about his journey, about inspiring young professionals or young students out there who are aiming to grow in their careers, in their fields, to maybe even receive new opportunities and bursaries. He's giving out pointers of staying in school and making sure you have the right focus on the things you need to complete. Putting your pride aside and making the effort to kind of grow yourself and help those around you as well. We spoke a lot about community assistance and how you can grow a lot of people around you by also growing yourself. We just wanted to thank EVANY for being with us today, and we hope that you will take a second to like and share and subscribe to this page and set your reminders so that you'll be able to see whenever we do post any new videos for WorxCast. And we just wanted to thank you for joining us as well. EVANY, is there more social media pages if we want to follow your journey moving forward? Is there something we can?
I'm not really a social media person,
Okay.
but if anybody in the comment section would like to get in touch with me, I would leave my contact details with you, and then you can always give them to them.
Perfect. So
I'm more than welcoming to have anybody ask any questions.
Definitely. So as you can see, EVANY is definitely open to communicate, and we'll be following his journey as time goes along. So thank you so much for tuning in to WorxCast, where we uncover the stories behind the structures.